2018 GSL Season 3 Rockshear. The genius that was born again in the dawn has grown to be the king. But the battle is only about to begin. Take your opponents down, or you will fall down under their feet. There will be only glory for the winner, and pain for the loser. Rise up, higher, ever higher. Or fall forever. GSL Season 3. This is Rockshear.
Welcome to the GSL Code S. This is the final day of the round of 32. I'm Artosis alongside No Regret. I couldn't be happier that you're here today.
I'm very happy to be here, especially with this group. We have a lot of good players.
Yeah, we have a couple of Zergs. We have good old Juan, who's been living with you since God knows when.
At least 2 years.
You're basically his uncle at this point. And then we have Keen, of course, right? So 2 Terrans, 2 Zergs, 3 of the top 4 from BlizzCon. It's going to be sick. It's going to be insane. It's a perfect way to end this round.
It really is. I hope the best for all of the players. You know, pulling for Juan, too.
Yeah. Now, you were down here yesterday, and you got to see Neve get out of this group with a really one-sided loss to Dark, but then pretty decent wins, like a pretty one-sided win against Lucira, and then at least a close second game against Alive.
I think this is relatively to be expected. Maybe I would have expected a 2-1 from Dark and Neve, like expect at least one game, but the rest of the series I felt was pretty, to be expected.
I guess, I think everything was pretty expected. I was just a little bit surprised that Neve really got bashed by Dark. The games weren't really that close.
The first series looked really bad, in my opinion, too.
Yeah.
He wasn't playing up to his standard, certainly.
Now, here's our round of 16 racial distribution. We have 2 Zergs and 2 Terrans today. So there's a possible of a 5-5-6.
Yep.
There's also the possibility of a 6-6-4. And I'm sure
a lot of possibilities.
Well, those are actually the only 2, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. 2 Terrans advance, we got a 6-6-4. 2 Zergs advance, we got a 6-6-4.
What if it's 1-1?
I said we could have a possibility of a 5-5-6.
Oh, 5-5-6. That would be awesome.
Yeah, that's perfect distribution, just like the WCS Valencia. Thank you very much, David Kim. Now, today's group. soO versus SpeCial, Keen versus Rogue, the winners versus the winners, the losers versus the losers, and then the final match.
That is how a GSL group works.
Yes.
Yeah.
The winner of the losers and the loser of the winners will fight in that final match. All right, time for the interviews.
그중 단연 돋보이는 선수,
After a BlizzCon top
2017 블리즈컨
4,
챔피언
it's a very strong
이경열
group.
선수, 이제 GSL에서도
The
우승해야겠죠?
BlizzCon champion. He's ready to play the GSL.
이경열입니다.
Hello, I'm Rogue.
오랜만에 방송 경기라서 너무 긴장되긴 하지만 그래도 4승으로 깔끔하게 이름에 걸맞게 올라가겠습니다. 감사합니다.
15번째 코드S를 맞이하는 황규석 선수, 32강 탈락이 가장 안타까운 선수로 꼽히는데요. 32강 최종전의 악몽, 이번엔 벗어날 수 있을지 기대해봅니다.
He never gets out of round 32 though. Can he get through?
오늘 꼭 32강 잘해서 16강 꼭 올라가겠습니다.
I will play my best in the
2017
round of 32
GSL
and make it to the
시즌3
round
이후
of
새
16.
시즌 만에 GSL에 복귀했습니다. WCS 서킷 최고의 테란인데요. 스페셜 후안 카를로스
The
선수입니다.
strongest Terran from the WCS
Hi,
circuit.
my name is Juan. I'm looking forward to this group. I think it's going to be complicated, but I think I can win. Thank you.
이번 조 굉장히 기대가 되고 이길 수 있을 거라고 생각한다고 합니다.
Hello, my name is Juan. I think that the group is complicated, but I can make it through.
32강
Something like
H조에서
that.
만나볼 마지막 선수는 GSL 팬들의 관심과 사랑을 한 몸에 갖고 있는 GSL의 아이콘 어윤수 선수입니다.
Okay, a very iconic player. The last one for the group here. An iconic player of GSL. It's soO, and look what he's got there. That's the Nesty
이번
Award.
시즌의 15번째 코드S를 맞이했습니다.
Seeded player in
그리고
the group.
또 의미 있는 기록 10연속 코드S도 함께
His 15th
달성했는데요.
CODES, and it's a meaningful day
인재덕상
today.
수상자 어윤수 선수에게
It is his
뜨거운 박수
10th
부탁드립니다.
consecutive CODES. Please put your hands together for SOS as he receives the Nesty Award.
정말 축하드립니다. 10연속 코드S 의미 있는 기록인데 먼저 수상 소감
Congratulations.
어떠신가요?
일단
It's a meaningful record. How do you feel about that?
임재덕 선수 상을 받게 돼서 너무 좋고요.
I have a huge respect for Nesty.
어윤수 상을
I'm really happy to be getting this award.
어윤수상 욕심 있다 말씀을 하셨습니다.
You know, hopefully there'll be a
그렇다면
SEO
어윤수
award in the
선수가
future.
이번 시즌 어떻게 마무리할지도 무척
There is a
기대가
SEO award.
돼요.
You get it for 6
이번
second places.
시즌 참 강력한 조 중에서도 가장 또 으뜸으로
We'd like to hear your
꼽히는
determination.
조거든요.
What are you
오늘
expecting from
조에
this
대한
season?
생각은 어떻습니까?
A lot of people are saying it's the group of death. What do you think?
4강 멤버들인데 제가 작년에 스페셜 선수는
Yeah, most of the players are from BlizzCon Top 4.
제껴두고
Well, I
정렬이한테
defeated
좀
SpeCial.
복수하고 싶네요.
그렇군요. 복수하고 싶다 말씀하셨는데요. 자,
But I
마지막으로
really want to get
오늘
revenge on
어윤수
Rogue
선수
since
보러
he
오신
beat me in the
분들도
finals.
많은 것 같아요. 팬들에게 한마디 들려주시죠.
You have a lot of fans of the studio supporting you. Any words for them?
응원에
Thanks for coming
보답하는
down
경기를
to
보여드리도록
support me.
하겠습니다.
네, 다시 한번
Hopefully I can
인재덕상
return
수상자
something to you
어윤수 선수
guys
축하드리겠습니다.
Congratulations.
자, 오늘
So there we have it. soO greatly respecting the man who has invented us all, Nesty.
I figured you'd get a kick out of that.
Yeah, I love it. And welcome, everybody. You've picked a wonderful day to show up to the GSL CODES. I know it's hot outside, but it is cool in here. And that's
nice and cool in here.
Yeah. Nice air conditioning here today. You and I have our Spider-Man and Hulk fans, respectively.
Yeah.
And this group is pretty out of control. First things first, give me your exact prediction for second place. Don't say anything but that.
Second place.
First
I'm going to predict. Okay, first for Rogue, I think.
Yeah.
I think that's a clear first potential. Second place, I want to say soO.
Yeah.
But I think there is a possibility of an upset. Like I would not give it a huge percentage. I would never say like 100% soO.
Yeah. No, I would agree with you on that. Okay. So what about this first match then? You're expecting Juan to lose here?
I'm expecting.
You're not a good friend then, are you?
I would love for him to win, but I think it'll be hard. I don't think I would count him out for sure. Just when I'm going by percentages, like percentages make sense that we would say soO would get out of this.
Yeah. I mean, but soO hasn't looked perfect lately by any means.
Certainly not. He looked almost untouchable. Some of those previous groups are like, well, no, he just doesn't lose until he's second place.
Yeah.
But recently he's looked a little bit more shaky.
He did look good at Home Story Cup though.
Yeah, he did. Almost
Until
looked like
Game
he was gonna
7
get
against
his
Innovation,
champion.
right?
Juan, we know a lot about him. This is his first time coming back in a while for CODES, but he's been preparing a lot. I've never seen him prepare this much for a specific raid, which was a Zerg.
Oh, yeah.
He hasn't been playing too much against Terran, but mostly Zerg, so.
Okay. Any spoilers as to who he's been practicing with?
I mean, he's been practicing with every Zerg in the house. He actually asked me to practice. I was like, no. Like, that won't help you at all. But he literally is practicing with everyone he possibly can.
Yeah. So and he knows basically every single Korean player. So
yeah,
that's
he was asking everyone.
Yeah.
So.
That is a lot of people.
Yeah, you're like, who's he playing with? Well, he's actually just playing with every Zerg.
Just everybody.
He plays
what
a
about
random
soO?
guy.
You're like, yeah, no, he was playing with soO too. It's crazy.
He just plays the guy on ladder. He's like, hey, you want practicing with me?
Some guy in plat. Okay. Catalyst, Acid Plant, Lost and Found.
I really like this lineup for Zerg, or for Terran actually.
Yeah.
Catalyst is a really okay map for Terran. The fact that it's picked first, it kind of suggests a little bit of a interesting thing. Like it could be something cheesy from soO.
Okay.
I think this map has a really small rush distance, so.
All right. Well, let's see it. Getting right into it. We aren't going to waste any time today. In the bottom left, our 6-time GSL CODES finalist, the runner-up in the world.
soO.
Bottom left?
Did I say bottom left?
Yeah, it's okay.
PP hotkey didn't save.
Nice.
All right. So, SpeCial already messing it up. He's like, "What's wrong?" He's like, "My hotkey." So
He probably set it up on his personal account. He's like, "I'm ready to play," and then he logs in.
Yeah. Well, hopefully he can fix that, but that normally takes a little bit. So you were talking about Catalyst and how you were a little bit surprised.
I mean, especially with the 2-1-1 popularity right now, we've seen people abuse the tank positionings on this map.
Yeah.
And it actually seems really strong regardless if you know it's coming or not.
Yeah. Special thinks there's a bug with his hotkeys. We'll get it fixed, whatever.
Yeah.
We have a lot to talk about, though, because... no, I mean, I agree with you. Since the moment that... We had like a lot of good TVZs on this map, and then Maru vs. Rogue happened, and I never will look at this map the same again. Because multiple people have abused that exact same location now and just killed Zergs that didn't do wrong things.
Right. I mean, you know the Zergs know this is a possibility that it's going to come, but they still died to it. And it's kind of unfortunate you see that. But in general, Catalyst with a really small rushes, and so it's very possible that we see something aggressive from soO. I wouldn't give it a huge chance, but it's definitely possible.
Yeah. Now... SpeCial normally likes what type of openers would you say in TVZ? I feel like I see him do a lot of tech.
He's not really a 2-1-1er.
Yeah.
He can do it. That's something he can do, but it's not something he relies on. I think he's more of a tech player, Hellion Banshee. He likes to rely on his counterattacks and stuff like that. You see a lot of multi-prong stuff, Hellion run-bys. I've seen him do Hellion drops before, too. Like, if you see 4 Hellion drop in the main, that stuff's really strong. I've seen Liberate. Like, he's actually got a lot of dynamic openings.
Can I ask you a really quick question?
Sure.
Why does every Terran that drops 4 Hellions in the main, if there's not an Overlord there, okay, if there's an Overlord there, I understand, that's one thing, but if there's nothing there, they haven't been spotted, why do they turn them into Hellbats, then walk them very slowly towards the hatchery? Why does every Terran do that? Can you please tell me?
It doesn't make much sense unless you have like a Liberator or something coming. Because if you have a Liberator coming to siege up, it takes longer to kill Hellbats. It's just they have more HP, they've got the medevac buff.
Okay, there's not a Liberator coming.
If there's no Liberator, there's no reason. Because the Hellions running in can chase down the drones.
Tastes and I have really been getting upset about this.
Hellbats can't chase drones if you're running away. Exactly. But the thing is, what are you going to run your drones away into a Liberator? Then it doesn't matter. And you just need to kind of buy as much time and keep him on your Hellbats as long as possible so you can kill more drones with that stuff.
Okay. I wanted that verified. It's just occasionally I see that and I'm like,
like it's not like he's going to snipe down a spawning pool or something.
Yeah,
right?
what are we doing?
Just
with
about
this?
the
it's
HP.
Like,
maybe you can. Get
you just want these to not die for a long time, get no damage. Anyways, whatever. that aside, yeah. I mean, I tend to agree that SpeCial is more of a tech player.
Yeah,
that's definitely what I see out of him more. Which is kind of an interesting thing too, right? Because we see the map vetoes. Actually, let me pull the map vetoes up again because obviously soO got rid of Dreamcatcher, right?
Yeah.
But I don't remember seeing Juan very often. Yeah, let's see. Okay, so it is Dreamcatcher for soO and 16-bit for soO. Oh, that's kind of interesting about the 16-bit. I've noticed Terrans like that a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good map. You don't really have to worry about run-bys at all. I think a lot of Zergs rely on run-bys, so it's literally one wall for 3 bases.
Yeah, yeah. Kind of nice. And then Atlas and Eastwatch. Everyone just keeps vetoing Atlas, man.
Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed we didn't see Atlas. I felt like a lot of Zergs would want to get rid of Atlas on this in this matchup. Like cross positions, that's great, but that's a 1 in 3. Close positions on 4-player maps has always tended to be favored for Terran, especially on a small. I haven't seen it. 4-player maps, so we'll have to see.
All right. Yeah, hopefully his hotkeys are fixed pretty soon. Guys, spread the word. Juan is playing, and we'll see if he can get his revenge on soO.
Oh.
Yeah, it looks like we got to restart the game, which is fine. It just started like 1 second ago. Yeah.
Yeah. I think we see Darkness would play a lot as PvT too, you know? Like Protoss versus Terran. Not in GSL, but like ladder players don't tend to veto it.
They really don't veto Darkness Sanctuary?
Sometimes they do. It depends. Like
who doesn't?
Okay, well, Protosses should veto it always. But some people just don't veto any maps.
PvT, it's easy, though.
What?
Darkness Sanctuary.
For who?
For Protoss.
Not necessarily. Close positions is always good for Terran.
Okay, I don't care about that. No. They aren't even. First off, it's not that close in close positions, but like by the time the Terran is over there, you have enough units.
It's not. Well, that's not necessarily it. The third base positioning on Darkness Sanctuary doesn't necessarily favor Protoss. And if you don't know where they are, if you scout last or something like that, and you take the Nexus towards them or something crazy like that, you just lose. Game over.
Yeah.
But I've seen it been played a lot. I don't know if people are practicing with it. I think the real reason why people veto Atlas is because it's not on the ladder.
I do too. Yeah.
I don't think it really has to do with the map.
Yeah. And
that was
my
kind of point.
I find that kind of interesting, right? Like if I was, I feel like for instance, with Jin Air, right? Because they're actually still like a team. I feel like if I was the coach, I'd figure out the balance of the map and then just not have people veto it whenever possible because you can kind of like have a structured practice around the map.
I mean, that's what I was trying to do with the team house too. Like, it makes sense if you want to force your opponent to veto it too. Like, if you have more practice than your opponent on Atlas, that's really good, and you have all these people here for you. And most of the time, they will probably veto it, but that gives you an extra veto because you're not vetoing Atlas yourself. So I personally agree.
Anytime that like veto chicken is happening, then I feel like someone's messed up because you could have just prepped for the map, and then you automatically win the veto chicken.
And the thing is, even if you haven't prepped that much, they haven't prepped that much either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
like that can favor some players.
That is true. We are going to restart the game, by the way. I'm getting an update here. You can see behind me, they're all working on it. We got a whole gaggle of nerds over there around SpeCial trying to fix this problem.
Yeah.
Guys, set up your hotkeys. Stay in school.
Well, I mean, at least if they're regaming, then it's definitely not like...
It was like 1 second in. They were on 14.
No, but I mean, if they're regaming, then it probably was a bug, right? Like, you could just set up your hotkey profile if it's not bugged. Unless he's trying to copy-paste it, and maybe it can't...
Oh, yeah, because you have that text file and stuff. No, I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, it could be bugged. Also, I'm sure you'd rather have the bottom right position, so your add-on doesn't stick out on your wall.
He was at bottom right, right?
He was top left.
Oh, you're right. Oh. Ooh.
Little things. They matter.
Let's hope that's not the reason why we're regaming.
No.
If he rolls soO in the bottom right again, and it happens again now, then we start questioning.
Well, yeah, that's true.
He's like, okay, we need another regame.
And what if soO gets top left and does the Ravage Rush he had planned and barely can't kill the reactor? All right, we're getting into it. Enough of that. So...
Wow. Same spawns.
Same spawns. They could have resumed from replay even. Oh no, he's not at 14 supply anymore, so okay. It definitely wasn't a resume from replay. Anyways, who cares? Here we are, at the top left. I don't know if we're doing intros.
Are we doing them? Yeah,
whatever.
Maybe not.
Okay. You know what? I'm going to go home. You take care of this. My day is ruined.
Number one in my heart. He's number one in a lot of our
Should be number two in your heart, truly. That's his position. Hoping to see someone special advance. Oh, wow. They're going to be brawling in a minute.
A rogue? Got him.
Got him.
So hatch first. Nothing crazy. I actually like when the reactor spawns. I know you know that I like this, but if you do any early pulls and stuff like that, there's possibility of killing a reactor.
Yeah.
I like doing 14-14. I've actually seen a couple Zerg players copying that.
This GSL is truly special. That meme would only be better if True was in the group.
Wow. Yeah, that would be good.
Okay, so, sorry, go ahead again.
Yeah,
you were saying with the pull first?
When we were talking about this before, like, reactors in the wall is just way worse defensively.
It's way worse.
It's pretty much a free unit if you ever, or free building if you ever want to be aggressive, whether that be Ravagers, early pool. So, kind of unfortunate.
Excellent sign.
So far, a standard game. He can plant the CC without worrying about it being picked off by links or anything like that.
Yeah.
He's actually SCV scouting, though.
Well, this is becoming more and more popular right now, and I think it's in response to the fact that a lot of people are going pool first right now.
Yes.
And not even necessarily like a 14 pool, but just in general, like running the lings around, trying to see if they can either make your Reaper stay home. We saw some really cool plays with that the other day, where it would be like the first game, there was a cancel on the command center. This was against Byun from Impact.
Right.
And then the same game, he went pool first again, but he only made 2, and the Reaper stayed back, so it was like the sickest mind game.
Yeah, that's really good stuff. I mean, you see the SCV at the third base, too. Like, he can do stuff with his SCV even though he's scouting.
Yeah.
Which is really nice. Also, especially when Catalyst is picked first, I remember I was talking about how it could be a possible cheese map pick.
Yeah.
So it's good to just SCV scout 6 links here.
That's a really good point.
This is actually going to be really annoying for soO to try and take his third, especially with the SCV there. It left. I was going to say, you can delay it a really long time with the SCV.
By the way, okay, so every Zerg basically, it doesn't always happen, but we almost always see Dreamcatcher vetoed. And it's for some obvious reasons, right? Yeah, because all those locations drop the 2-on-1 into a tank push and stuff using the walls.
It's like Catalyst, but 30 times worse.
Yeah, right? So, okay, well, I guess I have to shut up and we can talk about that later. Well, it looks like the Ghost Mech type of play here.
Yeah. I mean, this usually it's like the first 2. Maybe he'll go into 4 Hellions and then go in Cyclones with Ghosts.
We've seen SpeCial and TY do this a few seasons ago. They were actually
really
rotating
strong.
this in. It was really cool to see.
I think it's really strong if your opponent doesn't scout it. So I don't know where if the Overlord's... Oh, it's pretty far back. I don't see an Overlord possibly scouting that Ghost Academy where it is. With Marine first.
Oh, yeah. No,
the biggest thing is the scout here.
Yeah.
You might be able to scout a Rax with a tech lab, but there's no starport there, so that would probably tell you enough.
He's not going to be able to scout it anyways. The Marine has been patrolling at the bottom. He pushed the Overlord way back to start. So.
Oh, this is really
tricky
bad, though.
No,
Okay, the
the
Hellion's
Hellion's
coming out.
popping out.
Yeah. It's going to lose at least one, maybe? It's close.
One.
Okay.
Huh. Oh, yeah, he will.
Ow.
Just barely. Oh, that was a good one to kill, too.
Yeah, that doesn't tell him much at all, actually.
No.
Seeing the 2 Hellions, that would push me to believe this is just a normal game.
And the thing is, if you actually do your homework on SpeCial, and I don't know if he has, he does a lot of Hellion openings, so nothing too weird. It's been a while since I've seen him do Ghost Mech as well.
It's been a really long time. I can't imagine soO. Like, this is something in SpeCial's repertoire, but, like, this is very buried deep in there, you know?
Yeah.
This isn't something you would even put in the top 5 picks of what he could do.
Yeah, I feel like there was only like a 1-month period where him and TY were busting this build out a little bit.
There's a Ling going into the net. If this scouts a Ghost or something, that would be insane. Okay, he's raising it. He's going to scouts the Armory, I think. And he also might see that tech lab on the very edge of his vision. Okay.
Well,
I don't know
he
if
sees
that's
the tech lab, but yeah, that could have just gone on there or something. He doesn't know 100%.
Yeah,
he hasn't seen flying units, but
I wouldn't say that this is Ghosts, like, based off that scout.
Yeah.
Though that, obviously...
Do you think he thinks it might be Ghost now?
He might think it's Ghost now. It also could be, like, a fake Ghost into, like...
It's like a hallucinated ghost or something?
Could be battle cruisers, maybe?
Yeah. Hopefully later.
This is actually really scary, though, for soO.
Yeah.
Like, there's no Banelings. He's getting a lair now, which is fine, I guess, for the detection. But, I don't know. This is going to be really hard with the snipes here.
Yeah, look at that. He's going to be able to pick off a couple queens immediately here.
Oh, this is actually really scary. Look at 2 more queens go down.
God.
Oh, 1 queen survives.
Oh, wow. Good transfusion.
But still, he only has Zerglings here. I honestly think the Hellbat push alone probably could have killed him here. Like,
well, the
it's
5
fancy.
queens, I mean.
5 queens? Yeah, but this is a lot of Hellbats.
Yeah.
The Ghosts building up more energy. They can go for another snipe soon.
Well, he's chasing those drones away. Really good initial damage so far here.
Yeah, it's very good.
And it's not like he can't transition out of this. He's got 2 command centers on the way as well as a siege tank. So I'm feeling pretty good for SpeCial right now.
Really amazing push so far. The timing on this. The only thing that could make it better is if these Hellbats had, you know, medevac or something.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's pretty much impossible.
Well, I mean, this is already so good. The lost mining time, 4 drones.
Oh, the drone's back.
Oh, my God. The Lings come in for us around here. The Ghosts actually being microed back.
Oh my God, these Ghosts they were controlled so well. Okay, 1 goes down. This is already way worth it though. Way more worth it than it needed to be, really.
Jeez, soO's having such a hard time. He's still just sitting here making Lings, and he's getting Ling upgrades. He's making a bunch of Zerglings. He's lost a ton of drones, and he's playing against mechs. So
yeah, what's the really
not
fast
feeling this
lair
for
is
him.
pretty surprising to me in reaction. I'm wondering if he didn't see the 2 Ghosts leave his base.
Yeah, it's possible. They came right out on the left side, like very tight. And occasionally you miss something. You know, you look at your screen for 1 second, and the Ghosts pop away.
Or you're building something. Okay, Spire. Spire, I feel, is one of those things where you're like, okay, I'm this far behind.
Yeah.
I need to do something.
Totally.
But it's not a good feel. It's really not.
No. The thing is, and I agree with you that it's like, okay, this is a desperation play. But the best case scenario for the Spire would probably be it flies in, it kills 12 SCVs, then it kills 3 siege tanks. And does SpeCial lose from there? I'm like, I don't know. I think he's still all right.
But this is a lot of Marine tank for what he's doing.
Yeah.
I don't even know. Is he trying to fake that he's going bio? This is like a really interesting fake, I feel.
Huh.
It has to be, right? Like, if I scout that, I'm like, okay, that's Marine tank 150%, right?
Okay, I do see what you're saying with that. I guess it could be a fake, but could it just be that he wanted to produce some extra units because he's spending so much early on the little rush that he did? He didn't have anything but 1 factory and 1 barracks when he started expanding again.
Well, he could, but the thing is, if you go, I guess if you want siege tanks maybe, but I think Hellbats in general are just better than Marines defensively early on.
Yeah, but the thing is, you only had 2 production facilities, right? If you have a barracks and a factory, it could. I feel like this could be something where he's figured this out from grinding it to counterskill him.
We look at soO's reaction. Like, this is a Marine tank reaction. Plus 2
you're very right about that.
Plus 2 carapace and bane speed. This is not something that deals with mech, to be honest. I think I can't tell if this is a complete mind game, like you're saying. It's not. but it's possible that it is.
Yeah, no, it definitely could be. I'm just trying to argue the other side of it because I like to argue.
It's very possible. No, I like the arguing. I actually like casts with arguments like this.
Yeah, I enjoy it as well.
let's just
I like to argue with people, man. This is why I always go on the desk with Roddy at events. All right, so Hydralisk Den is on the way, and that's a very quick infestation pit. Any chance that we're going to see some Swarm Hosts coming out?
I think it's very possible. I think at this point he knows it's mech. I don't know.
Well, he has to know by now.
Yeah.
If he doesn't know by now, he's like playing a single player. What's he doing, Minesweeper over here?
Yeah, this is not going to pick up too many, maybe a couple of SCVs here, but that's fine. SpeCial's playing really, really, like, I mean, look at the supplies. When you're up this much supply, when you're going mech, you're in a pretty good position. He's actually heading workers, too.
But he's going for the Swarm Host play, though, and I always like this. Like, if you ever get behind, basically in any matchup, this is a good way to try to get back because they can be so efficient. And obviously against mech, it can just straight up be strong, too.
It's like the Zerg Dark Shrine.
Something like that, yeah. A lot more expensive, though.
It's also harder to counter.
Yeah.
Throw up a turret and you're fine against the Dark Shrine.
Yeah. Now, look, he's making a couple medevacs, I assume, for these Thors, right? He's opening up the passages, and he already has a pretty solid amount of Vikings. So, you know, this is, like, everyone thought that mech was dead forever because of Swarm Hosts, and then Gumi Host started making a unit comp that looks kind of what SpeCial has.
Right.
And started slamming these Swarm Host users. So I'll be interested to see if soO can squeeze out a bunch of damage here.
So yeah, Blue Flame's about to finish. It's 2 seconds away. That's unfortunate. This drop, or this Hellion run by could have done even more.
Yeah.
Not by much, but it still matters.
It's something.
Thor drops. This is going to be really good to scout. I think he should be able to scout this.
Look at that creep spread, by the way. Really good job by soO so far. Getting it right up into SpeCial's face.
He knows it's Swarm Hosts. Hellbats are actually really good at dealing with Swarm Hosts.
Yeah.
So this is perfectly fine. If these land on these Hellbats, they're all dead. They have to go for the tanks here.
Backing way up.
Goes for one tank there.
Yeah, he lands on it. And how many is it going to get? Two, maybe?
Two?
Oh, just barely doesn't get two. But look, if you do that enough time, that turns into a lot of damage over time. But this counter drop already doing a lot.
That's doing a lot.
Oh, man, that fourth base is soO under fire.
I always feel like the first volley of Swarm Hosts will be the most effective, though. Because after that, you can start preparing for them. For example, the first volley, let's say you want to play safely against Roach Hydra, some Roach Hydra timing, you don't really build a lot of Hellbats. They're not good at all, really. Yeah. You go into the heavy tank stuff, and that's when the Swarm Hosts should destroy it. But if you're already planning for a really heavy Hellbat composition, they don't do much at all. Like, this Hellbat count can deal with this. Though he is already sieged up.
Yeah, I mean, definitely he can target down some of these at least. Okay, so kills 2 so far, 3 that time.
Yeah, that was way better.
Yeah.
I mean, he does get the 4th base? That's huge.
Oh, look at this pickoff, though. He's actually going to kill at least one of the medevacs.
Running bangs into Thors. Oh.
Kid wants to be Nesty so bad, wins the Nesty award, immediately starts hitting Thors with Banelings. Kid, you aren't Nesty.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
He's got to get a lot older before that.
A couple more champions. I mean, this looks really good for SpeCial. Even if losing the space, like, SpeCial doesn't even need to push him like he is right now. This is really aggressive. I'm not sure why you need to be so aggressive in this situation.
I think it's because of Swarm Hosts. He knows that there's not an actual army that can stop him. It's just Swarm Hosts. Right. And if you sit against Swarm Hosts for too long, like, this builds up. Look at this now. He's killed. That was another 3 tanks, right?
Yeah.
So he's killed now 7 tanks with the Swarm Hosts, right? How many? You do a couple more volleys, suddenly the Swarm Hosts have well more than paid for themselves.
The only thing I can argue with that is I don't know if he'd be killing as many tanks if he wasn't being so aggressive. Like, this defensively is a little bit better. You can set up your Hellbats around your tanks way better if you have more time to think about your engagement here. This is actually a pretty scary army from soO now, by the way.
Yeah, it's getting there.
This.
I'm surprised that he's still up here. Like, I actually really like the snipe there on that forward 5th base, but it feels like this might be overdoing it a little bit.
I think at this point, yeah, you don't need to be here. This is way more damage than you need to do.
He's going to lose at least 3 more tanks, right?
Oh, man, this Hydra flank, too. I think all of this is going to go down. Look at this. What a great engagement.
Oh, this is really nice from soO.
Amazing.
And now that he's killed off the entire army of SpeCial, when it felt like SpeCial was in a really favorable spot, but SpeCial has a lot of factories right now. Look at this. He's got 4 tech lab factories. He's got multiple reactor factories here.
He's putting in ghosts. This is the time of your army is really vulnerable, though. He doesn't have the tank count to really rely on.
And the next Swarm Host volley is going to be really scary to deal with.
If he can force a volley early, though, that would be a really nice thing. I don't think he can. Definitely can't with 3 Hellions. Okay, he sees a Ghost.
Yeah, he's starting to get a few of these out, but...
These tanks are so clumped, too.
Oh, this is actually really scary, especially the Banelings coming in.
Well, the Banelings didn't really connect on the Hellbats. Okay, the right side did. Okay, now this is really bad.
Yeah, he gets a few snipes off there onto Hydras, and it's not like he's dying to this attack, but the base of his army's gone.
Yeah, and he was so far ahead.
Yeah.
Like, this is not a position you should be in.
I'm just surprised he was trying to push onto the high ground there. Like, the thing is, he did so much economic damage, but he traded units for it. This is like something that I always really like to talk about, pulling back for like a wider view, right? The door drop kills the bottom left. He does a quick push, losing, 3 to 6 tanks, killing the 5th. So he's killed 2 bases. He puts soO on 3 bases. But the thing is, he hasn't killed army, he's killed economy, and he's lost a decent chunk of units to do that. And then if he sits there, it's like, well, what does soO still have that's valuable? It's his army. And so now we see that, SpeCial is taking a ton of counter damage, where I think if he kills that 5th base, backs up with his entire army, regroups, maxes, and pushes again, it's almost 0% win for soO.
I mean, imagine if he had saved all those tanks and he pushed back with this Ghost army.
Yeah.
Like this. Is that a fire alarm?
We have some sort of alarm going off right now.
Okay. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, not sure exactly.
Well, if the building's burning down, at least we doing what we love, casting some StarCraft.
That's scary. Well, hopefully somebody will figure that out in a minute. I don't know if you guys can hear that. But
could you imagine being a player right now, though?
I don't think they can hear it, man. The white noise, you've been in that booth, right? They have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, you really can't hear anything. Okay.
All right, it's off
gone now. So, I think we saw quite a few Hydras. The game's actually starting to stabilize now. So.
Yeah. What happened during all that? I was kind of looking around at everyone else. I'm like, will someone tell me if I need to run?
Yes, if everyone's getting out of the building, we probably need to leave too, but looks okay.
Siege tanks.
Yeah, now Ghosts are going to be able to do a lot of the damage here. These aren't Hellbats, though. They're not going to be able to sink too much. Tanks really saving all those Hellions, so.
Yeah, some very good tank volleys both times there. More and more Ghosts on the way. Look at that. 5 Tech Lab Ghost. Wow.
Yeah.
That is a lot of Ghost production with this.
I was telling you before that this is kind of the thing he's been talking about doing a lot, which fell out of favor a lot in the meta. This used to be kind of normal in the meta.
Yeah, for a little bit it was, for sure.
Oh, no. He keeps losing a lot of these tanks. I wish these Hellbats were a little bit better placed every time.
Yeah. But you know what? He's gotten himself back together at least, right? He's got his 5 bases up. He's starting to get a good composition at the moment. There goes the alarm again. Oh, man.
I'm amazed the crowd is just sitting there. Like, no one's left.
I tell you what, we do...
Got to pass.
I don't know what's going on with the building's alarm, but we do get the sirens and stuff from time to time when you live in Seoul, and you get reminded that North Korea exists and stuff.
You think that's the North Korea alarm?
I don't know which alarm that is. The thing is, they test everything. It's never been real, so everyone just sits around when it happens.
Not
yet. All right, another set of locusts coming down right now, and he's actually shooting a lot of them out of the sky there as well.
Yeah. I mean, we don't see the locusts really doing the damage they were doing earlier. Like I said, once you know it's coming, it's a lot easier to deal with. Your Hellbats are in better positions. Your army isn't just kind of scattered to the point where it can be sniped down. But honestly, this game's stabilized, and I still really like SpeCial's position. I was really scared for him a little bit there, though.
Yeah, no, you know, when the Swarm Host came up for that little bit of a counterattack, it started to look like, oh, SpeCial, you actually might have been falling apart a bit. And I think no matter how you spin it, like, it was a mistake for him to push after killing the 5th.
Yeah.
But, you know, it seems like, I guess he was far enough ahead that this is still working out for him. Now, that is a lot of Banelings.
Yeah, that is.
Holy God, this is just the new thing. Everyone just makes Banelings.
It's kind of unfortunate that none of those Banelings connected on these Ghosts. So imagine that same Baneling ball just focusing on the Ghosts. That's your only objective. Yeah. Like, you kill a clump like that, you don't win the game.
Well, you saw Dark yesterday, right? Against Alive with 106 Banelings.
That was great.
You know, I wonder if Kyrix and Nest-T actually just figured out in the beginning and we're just learning now. It's like, no, the Baneling's just the best thing in the game. You just make a bunch of them when you have a big economy.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is painful.
You really need these, by the way. You can't just lose them. This might be enough to push back the Ghosts, but it's not enough to save them, maybe. Oh? I wouldn't say it was worth... Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think he just wants to get rid of him at this point. continues this push. This is a very podunk little army here. The Hydras absolutely can clear this out.
Yeah, these two Thors are going to die. Hopefully he doesn't need to use the Banes for these Thors. Okay. I mean, these trades are actually surprisingly even for what's going on.
All right. Okay. The Siren is apparently a mistake. So it continues to go off, but
this is just
everything should be
better
fine,
casters,
I guess.
You know?
Yeah.
It's a caster test.
I know. This is like Navy SEAL training or something. Like, all right, how much can we stress them while they try to cast? All right, so another little push in here from Juan. He's taking his 6th base right now on that high ground.
Yeah. It's really using his snipes to his best. Like, I've seen these snipes connect with pretty much everything.
Yeah. He'll snipe anything. He doesn't care. Apparently, we have construction going on in the building, which is causing these alarms. Anyways,
the construction alarms.
We're going to try to ignore the alarms as best we can. A lot of more Swarm hosts have been made here. A lot of Banelings in production as well, by the way.
Oh my god. He actually had to rebuild the Swarm hosts, and he's losing them again.
I like this composition.
It's a really good
watching, by the way, because I'm so sick of seeing, like, Roach into Hydra, and then, like, 3 Vipers not be enough and die to mech. Those are my least favorite games to watch.
Yeah. I mean, he's really, when we looked earlier, we're like, okay, with melee carapace. So, like, this is actually a good way to utilize melee carapace.
Yeah.
Baneling's still getting that benefit of melee.
Oh, absolutely. I wonder if there's any possibility that...
Are these Banelings?
That was
always
my god. Oh, my god.
He doesn't have an Overseer, but he just needs to detonate. Okay. Oh, man. That was so close to being so good.
Yeah.
I think he wasn't sure if all of the ghosts were there.
I think people actually need more practice in detonating Banelings. I've always thought that too, because like even in ZVZ, there's situations where if you were like a sick Baneling detonator, like if you sit around practicing that for a week, oh my god, there would be like a lot of Ling Bane scuffles that would go very wrong for your opponent.
Yeah. It's really scary to play around with the detonate button because you can just detonate every Baneling in your army.
Yeah, yeah. You got to be precise, no doubt. StarCraft's a hard game, no regret. You're preaching the choir, buddy.
Yeah, not really finding the damage anymore. I almost kind of wish he'd step away from Swarm hosts because he's building them still.
The thing is, yeah, he has all these Swarm hosts, and I do like how occasionally he's attacking in waves with the Locusts and stuff. He's trying to find angles. I don't mind, though, every now and then sending a volley somewhere else towards an expansion, towards a base, somewhere without units, you know, kind of put the fear of that into your opponent here.
I agree. Like a lot of these are off cooldown right now. Nice Blinding Cloud there.
Yeah, really.
But I think this army's going to trade relatively well, and when a mech army trades well with a Zerg army, you're in a really good spot.
Yeah. A lot of snipes coming down right now, and he has an Overseer, so
these tanks actually kind of...
Yeah, you could get a lot of kills with this volley.
Oh.
Not as many as I thought.
I thought he'd get more too, to be fair. Okay, GG.
Actually, what did he have for range attack upgrades, I wonder? Was it just +1?
I thought I saw +3 on the way, so
maybe,
his upgrades were great, I thought, the whole game.
Wasn't paying that much attention, but okay, so SpeCial wins game 1. His opening was brutally strong.
It was really good. It was really well executed. He had his mind on something and just executed it perfectly.
Yeah. Yeah, he really did. I was a huge fan of how he was playing until the overextension with the army up the ramp after killing the 5th. I think that if he pulls back there, the game is so much quicker and very easily goes to him. But soO fights back pretty strongly. soO doesn't look weak today.
No, he
is the main thing.
I think he just misread it. Misread the early Hellbat push. And it's kind of unfortunate. I think the way he was playing it was like, okay, this is a lot of Hellbats, but not necessarily the ghosts.
No. By the way, in case you're in the audience, I'm being told apparently the alarms are not an issue.
Yeah, it's just construction.
Yeah, I guess.
Construction alarms. I don't know what that means, but
we aren't burning down. I don't know what sets things off, but I hope to be have everything be okay, and apparently my producers tell me it is, so there we are.
We'll trust them.
Yeah. Okay, so that map is done. You know, I feel like it is a bit Terran favored anyways.
Yeah. Which is why I was surprised that soO picked it. Lost and Found, the first map?
Yeah, Lost and Found feels to me like it's, you know, maybe a little bit Zerg.
Way better.
Yeah.
Way better. So I'm surprised he didn't pick Lost and Found first.
Yeah, I don't know what his plan was exactly.
I don't either. I can't think of anything that would make sense.
Because normally you just want to open up with a win because best of 3s are pretty unforgiving. Because like next map is Acid Plant. I think that's a pretty good map for Terran vs. Zerg.
It's his pick too, right? Like so if you pick a map that isn't perfect for you, you're going up against your opponent's pick, which is always scary.
Su's plan coming in was to win 2-1.
That's what it sounds like, right? Like, when you look at Lost and Found as a Zerg, it's just a really comfortable map. I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, it's got plenty of bases. It's spread out. It's kind of nice.
Yeah.
And I mean, every time we have this map, we have really good games here.
It's a really great map. I'm really liking it. Acid Plane, however, a little bit. It's also an interesting map. We'll have to see.
I really like this T-shirt that SpeCial is on with the Quiznos delivery truck. Right?
Yeah.
Match 2.
I think they lost his. They couldn't find his uniform or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you take it? You do that sometimes. Okay.
I had him put on Larva's jacket. He's like, I'm a Larva now?
soO.
Lots of fans for soO.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's soO. Beloved by all. Especially GSL winners.
SpeCial.
Oh, a lot of SpeCial fans too, actually.
Oh, yeah.
That's surprising.
Oh, this guy's been around forever.
He is like the greatest Korean friend repertoire I've ever seen. Just like friends with everyone.
He does, yeah. No, he really is. Like, I feel like he's more friendly with Koreans than non-Koreans.
I agree.
He's always like I've known Juan for, I don't know, probably 11 years, 12 years.
It's crazy.
Something like that. We used to play together in StarCraft 1 and stuff. But he always, well, the thing that drew me to him is that he studied all the Korean games all the time.
Right.
You know that Full NA stuff and all these memes about that, and it's true across StarCraft 1 and StarCraft 2. It's like there's a group of players that gets quite good, but they play quote unquote wrong, right? And there's a group of players that really study the top meta that they can possibly find and try to incorporate in his play. He's always been like that. So he's always watched all the pro games. This has always kind of been a dream of his to be out in Korea doing this, and you can really see it reflected in his play.
I mean, since having him at the team house, he's clearly been one of the hardest working players that we have there, and we have Koreans there. Like,
yeah.
He
absolutely
really does put in so much effort. The only thing I think is he just needs to break out of his comfort zone a little bit sometimes, which he does. But he kind of molds to this like ideal, where you can kind of study SpeCial and you're actually studying SpeCial. Like, I don't know how to explain this, but if you're studying someone like soO or Dark, you're not 100% sure they're going to play like this. But if you study SpeCial, you're 100% sure he's going to play like this.
Pretty much. Like he gets... It's hard to get him to necessarily like change his style or what he wants to do based on his opponent as well, in my opinion.
Yeah, he'll play what he thinks is best for him, but not necessarily for his opponent.
What was it? Yeah, I think it was back... Wasn't it GSL versus the World last year? I told him before, I was like, hey, you should go Mass Liberators.
Right.
Don't attack too much against stats, just go Mass Liberators. He dies to it every time. And he went 2-3, and the 2 games he won was Mass Liberator. It's like, oh, man.
Yeah, I mean, we've had a lot of debates with him at the house where, like, before Reapers are really strong, we're like, Reapers are really strong.
Yeah.
Like, remember before BlizzCon champion was the Reaper guy, Leon? We were like, they're really strong. And he's like, no, they're not. They're actually terrible. And then we just see everyone go into Reapers immediately after.
Yeah.
Because he just waits for someone like TY to do it before he says it's okay. You know what I mean?
Hey, you know what? When people say play like TY, he does his best.
Yeah, he literally follows that. That's his Bible.
Which, I mean, I get it. Like, TY is the Terran player I look to, where it's like, if I see him do it, it's right. I can always learn by watching his games.
Yeah.
So, not a bad choice for him. Now, speaking of all this, the thing is, there's different ways to approach the game, and it's not what SpeCial does is wrong. This guy's the best non-Korean Terran. He's actually, even by Korean standards, a super strong Terran.
Yeah.
So,
which is
no
really hard to do, by the way.
Yeah, he is a brilliant and just such a good player. But this game we see that he is not staying with that Ghost Mech style. What do you think about that?
I think it's great. I don't think you can keep doing the same thing over and over again. This is something that only works once, really, truly works once.
Yeah. Like,
it can work again, maybe, but it won't work to the same extent that it worked the first time.
Yeah.
And it's not a gamble you want to pull off as SpeCial when you're up 1-0. So I really like what he's doing so far.
And this game, he was actually sacrificing Overlord regardless to really double check, and he sees the Viking, he knows it's not the Ghost Mech immediately.
We see a Raven coming out. This used to be a really normal standard thing to do, is you make a Raven and use the auto turrets for harass. But we don't see it right now at all. really.
It's been popping up just a little bit recently.
Yeah.
It not as much. Do you think this is specifically for harass as well?
I feel like this is... I can't really tell, but I feel like this is for the auto or the armor ability.
Yeah.
This isn't really a harassed unit right now. With the auto turret is like nerfed crazily.
Yeah.
With its range, and it's really risky to just like send an auto turret into your main or nat because there are a lot of queens in the early game of TVZ.
Certainly there are, yeah.
So losing a Raven is a really expensive unit, so we'll probably see it for the anti-armor missile.
Okay.
That might mean that there could be a timing or something like that, but we won't see it used that much. It also could use it for creep clearing.
Yeah, it's definitely something that we've seen quite a bit in the past. You run it around with your Hellions and see what you can poke down. By the way, double armory. So he is actually switching back into mech from the bio play, which... Now, this I find really interesting, and I actually kind of like it, right? Because so far, like, soO scouted in, he saw the stim. It's not the first time we've seen someone fake stim and go into mech for sure. But I always have felt like his mech play is a bit better anyways. And look at what we see from soO, right?
Yeah.
He's going for a Spire. He's going for 1-1 in Bane.
This is pretty much the same reaction we saw last game.
Yeah.
We got melee Carapace and Bane, so...
He scouted this game, and it really didn't look like mech.
Yeah.
So, once again, we might have soO being a bit tricked here.
Yeah, I mean, this is like your ideal bio composition, honestly.
Yeah.
Unless it's Hydra. I think you can swap the Spire for Hydra Den, and you're also in a fine spot, but... This is going to be scary. And he's also getting, like, this Marine tank thing again.
Yeah, it looks like he wants to try to get a cancel on the 4th base, which definitely could end up working. There's a lot of energy on that Raven still, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and with Hellbats there?
Again, if
he's going to force a cancel for sure.
He should.
Yeah.
And if I see this army, I still feel it's bio. Like, this isn't...
That armory, though? Really?
The armory for Hellbats? It doesn't necessarily tell you it's
No one does that, right?
No one goes Hellbats?
No, not that no one goes Hellbats. If you go Hellbats, it's early. And if you make your Hellions into Hellbats later, it's because you got your armory for 2-2. Like, I never see it at this time with a bio tank push.
I feel like, as if I was in this game, I would definitely respect the stim upgrade. And seeing an armory doesn't necessarily tell me, okay, well, you just cancel stim.
Oh, no. I definitely agree with that assessment. You can't get everything together, but I feel like this is a clue.
It is a clue. You have to pick up on it. Right now, we currently don't see him. Spire is okay against mech, but not really. Like, Thors actually are so good, especially when they have medevacs with them. Oh, this is a really nice pickoff, though. Ooh.
Yes, indeed. A lot of them going down right now. Baneling's speed is done. He's going to have 1-1 very shortly.
Okay, now this should be enough Hellions to be like, okay, like I just killed 8 and there's another, 8 here.
Picking off quite a bit with these Hellions, using that anti-armor missile as well.
Nice auto turret. I kind of wish he would have saved some of it, but it's okay.
Infestation Pit and 11 drones on the way. He does have the mutas moving across the map.
Without medevacs, this is actually really scary. Like, Thors are too clunky to really chase down mutas. He actually has turrets, too. I feel like he's really well prepared.
Yeah, it seems that way. No turret in the main base, though.
Yeah. I don't know where the medevacs are. They're about to pop. Oh, there's a Thor in the main base.
Wow.
He's really well prepared for this.
Special is super ready right now.
I feel like he didn't scout the Spire either. He's preparing just in case. That shows me that he's really prepared for soO. I feel like this is a soO thing. We don't see Spire very often in Zerg vs. Terran, honestly.
Yeah,
it's a very rare thing.
Gained a little bit of popularity back, but it's definitely the exception, not the rule.
Yeah, I'd say it's like 20-80. Like,
yeah, that sounds about right. Unless, of course, Bjol hadn't retired. He was 100% on the muta.
And then he retired.
Yeah.
That should tell you something.
Oh, I loved Bjol.
I loved him too. Hopefully he's one of these guys who comes back later. He's like, nah, I was just kidding. It's time for round 2
You
of
know,
Bjol.
that's almost everyone that announces their retirement, but I have this bad feeling that it's real with him.
Yeah.
Okay, the Swarm Hosts are coming out. A lot of Swarm Hosts here.
This is so many Hellions already, though.
Yeah.
This is enough Hellions to deal with Swarm Hosts comfortably, as long as they're well positioned around your tanks. Doesn't have Blue Flame yet, though.
He's kept the creep spread back a bit better this game as well.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of that. Looks like he's going to easily force a cancel right here.
That might be an adaptation to after the first game, too. He's like, okay, well, your creep's actually insane. Like,
yeah.
This is not happening again.
That's like part of what kind of made it a game at that point.
Right.
And with the creep like that far back, the Swarmos, it feels like it's a lot harder for them to really get anything done.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's not a Thor killing army.
No, it isn't. If you run Banelings into this, you're really sad.
Yeah, indeed. You're really sad or you're nesty. Or maybe dark at this point.
Okay. First Swarm Host Wally here. I don't know if there's anything here.
Ooh, yeah, you might get some damage in on that.
He's definitely going to get a bunch of SCVs here. Might get some of these units as well. Oh.
7 SCVs, a missile turret.
Oh, no.
Getting a few more here as well. The mutas just basically all die.
Yeah, except for one.
Yeah.
That's not worth. 13 SCVs, not a huge deal to lose if you're a mech player. That really just cuts out your mineral income, not really your gas income.
Well, if you do that a few more times, it is going to matter.
Yeah.
So
yeah, as long as you can stop that from happening for special, you're in a good spot.
Yeah. All right, the Hellions pushing back these swarm hosts a little bit. soO trying to retake that base right now, and he does have that Roach army.
Yeah, I like him including Roaches right now, especially after seeing so many Hellions.
The thing that makes me a little bit scared, though, like, is he going to go Hydras with this as well?
I mean, he's getting Hydra upgrades.
I guess just the fact that he has, just the fact that he has this Swarm Host already out, I guess I'm okay with it. Because, again, like, I feel like I'm traumatized by the amount of times I've seen Roach, Hydra, Viper die to just a mech army.
Yeah, I don't think he'll commit too heavily to the Roach Hydra army. The Swarm Host is still the backbone of this. He also can transform these into Ravagers. I think Ravagers are really good with the support of Swarm Hosts.
Yeah, totally.
So
you let those Locusts tank and run and throw down your vials.
Yeah, exactly.
Sick play.
Like, the big downfall of Ravagers, they're so weak. Like, they don't have much HP, so they just kind of die if your tanks are on top of them. Oh, okay.
Well, he's using...
if he loses...
Oh, wow. My gosh, really nice right there. But the drop going to go into the main base, and the main army of SpeCial is actually coming in right now. A counterattack by soO up at the 4th base of SpeCial with Roaches.
Yeah, everything's on Siege 2 right now, so this is a kind of a vulnerable army right now.
And he has to actually pull back the Roaches, so the Roaches didn't do maybe as well as he was hoping. So he has to stop from mining from this base for a moment. But you know what? This army's pretty far forward. This might give an opportunity to soO to actually kill it if he brings in the Locusts.
Exactly. The biggest question here is the Baneling count, because I feel like the Baneling count I've been watching being whittled. Oh, is that Thor about to die? That was close.
Not quite.
I've been seeing this Baneling count whittled down, and Banelings are really what are coming in to smash these Hellbats out and then allow you to use your Locusts to kill the rest of the army.
Yeah.
So if you have a really low Baneling count, that's really bad.
Yeah, the Baneling's
respectable count, though.
Yeah, he's got an alright amount, but the siege tanks are going to take care of that.
Yeah, he's in a position where you're kind of cutting off reinforcements now.
Roach still doing little tiny Roach counterattacks. Dropped his Thor over on this side, and with nothing but a couple queens there, he might actually be able to force a cancel on this base.
I mean, these Baneling traits are so good for special, too. Okay. Wow. This has been a great game for special.
Yeah.
I mean, even looking at all that harass, only 11 workers killed recently? Huh. Okay, here comes the big push.
Well, this is just too cost efficient for special, I feel like.
Yeah.
Like, okay, yeah, he might clear this attack, but 15 Hydras on the way. Is that going to stop this 4-base mech player? I don't think so.
Yeah, certainly not. Oh my god.
Yeah, that blue flame Hellion. We're not even going to show that on camera. Just look at the number go up.
9, yeah.
Well, I mean, this is really cool to see special kind of just getting through soO like this. GG. But I do want to point out, right, because Rogue is favored to win the group. Rogue is still the best Zerg in the world, okay? So we got to expect that he's going to look at that and say, okay, I see what you're up to, and soO is not going to lose that. In my opinion, we'll see. I mean, I'd love for special win the group.
I mean, in theory, if you're Rogue, you're like, well, now I don't have to play soO for my first place, right?
Yeah, no,
like
he's
probably pretty good.
He's probably happy about that, especially considering you got to see the matchup there. But then I look at it, right, and I say, okay, so if soO beats Keen and special loses to Rogue, soO isn't going to be tricked like that again, right? Those were two trick plays where he thought he was playing against Bio.
Yeah.
So we're going to go to a quick commercial break, and when we come back, Keen against Rogue.